Yo, Nekrage here again from the Oran'Thul. Doing another Archeage video, this time for the Archery tree. Its other name is Harassment, but in the English version, in the EU version, it will be known as Archery. Okay, so here we go. First ability is Shock Arrow. It does damage, a lot of damage, and it'll slow down the target. If you're, as with all range abilities, if you're closer than 8 meters to the target, you do 20% less damage. So, here's your first ability. Does some decent damage and slows the target. The second ability is Bleeding Arrow. It does damage over time, and it does additional damage for each stack of Death Wish. Death Wish is gained from the Finesse tree. There's also another ranged ability. I don't know, you guys have probably seen it before. It's like 4 arrows real quick. It's just boom, 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 boom. It's just real quick shots, and that has a chance to build up Death Wish stacks. You could stack up to 20 Death Wish stacks, and if you use Bleeding Arrow, it does a lot more damage. It could also be used in conjunction with Shock Arrow to slow the target even more. There's Bleed Arrow and Dodge, unfortunately. Let's wait one more time. You can use Bleed Arrow to increase the slow effect to be even more deadly. So there's the Shock Arrow, there's Bleed Arrow. See how much slower the target is now? And if the target is already bleeding from another attack, maybe another archer or something, the bleed will do even more damage if you apply yours. You can get it off quick enough. See, there's another bleed I got. It's actually, before my first bleed wore off, I was able to apply another one, but that's only because of a talent I have that reduces the cooldown of the abilities. The third ability in the archery tree is an AoE root. It's 5 meters. It'll root the target and make it so they're unable to move. Doesn't do any damage or anything, but it's great in PvP if melee gets on you or something. It's good to root and then backflip, using the backflip in the Finesse tree. Fourth ability is a self buff that should always be on. It lasts for 30 minutes and it increases the range damage by 15%. The next ability is Sharpened Arrow. Okay for PvP, but some people might not like it because you have to stay still for it. If I pop Sharpened Arrow, I gotta stay still, but it's gonna increase my my range damage by a lot, like a noticeable amount. If you had the quick 4-arrow shot from Finesse, you'd notice a major difference. But then again, you gotta stay still, so it's not for everyone. It's not for every build. Hunter's Mark, great ability, works very well in conjunction with Finesse again. It'll inflict physical damage. And increase the amount of damage the target takes, and it'll reduce the healing the opponent takes. So this is a great ability because it'll increase all sources of damage, not just ranged. So putting this on someone is pretty deadly. And then combine that with Sharpened Arrow, you can do some nasty damage. Flying Hawk is pretty cool. That's our next ability I'll show you. Let's see, I want to get out of range of the target. Nope, still in range. There's indicators if you're out of range, if you're have the abilities dragged on your action bar. But I'd rather show them through here, not to confuse everyone. Look at some ridiculous bars. Okay, 28 meters on this. I just hit her. Now this is 28 meters as well. The target is obviously out of range now. Using Flying Hawk, or otherwise known as Rise, you'll rise up in the air, and it'll increase the range of your attacks. So use this, and boom, now it's in range. So you can really snipe some people and do some nasty damage to them. This can be used on boats and stuff, but if a boat is moving, you'll use it. I've tested it myself. You'll use it, fly in the air, and the boat will just fucking keep going, and you'll be floating in the air for a while. And it's kind of funny, but it's not viable that way. But if the boat stopped, yeah, by all means, you can use it and, I don't know, pick off the captain or whoever the hell you want. Bone Cage. This ability is an AoE. It creates a bone cage around the target you're targeting, and it'll do some damage. It'll do spell damage. This is going to be changed to range damage later, based off range damage. So right now it only increases with spell gear. Its problem with it is it blocks line of sight. So as you can see, there's no line of sight for me to get my range attacks in. Sometimes you can jump it like that and get a shot in or two, but it's pretty difficult to do it. But It's okay for crowd control. An enemy can break it by hitting F, which is the action key, on the bones and breaking the bones, and it'll let them out. But it does next to no damage. Its cooldown is 1 minute. It creates a line of sight for you. It's really like a waste of a point. It's not really worth it. But next ability, Arrow Bomb. It does a lot of damage. It does AoE around the target you hit. It does AoE around the target you hit, and it'll disarm the target and some targets around him in AoE. It's pretty deadly. It's a nice ability. The only downside to it is it's got a small cast time. That's it. But still worth it. Boom! It's nasty, not bad. You can see she got a disarm debuff too. That's really it. That's all you need for that ability. But it's one of the few AoEs that this tree has. And it's that ability, the Arrow Bomb, and this ability, Arrow Rain. This, you finally get a targeting reticle to target your stuff, unlike the Bone Cage. You can target where you want your ability to go. After a short amount of cast time, you Arrow Rain. Does okay damage. The problem is, it hits hard when it does hit. The problem is, those arrows you see are literally, they have to hit the target. If they don't, it does no damage. So it's gotta hit. It's not just there in the circle. You gotta hit them with it. So they have time to run out of there and stuff like that. But it could be used in conjunction with other people. Like, for instance, my ability Will. I'll blink in there and I'll pull targets together and stun them. You know your teammate's going to do that. He sets it up. You cast an Arrow Rain exactly on him because you know he's going to pull everyone together and stun them. They can't run out of it, and you can do some decent damage with it. And then you cook up an Arrow Bomb, and you did some pretty decent AoE damage. So, one more time, Arrow Rain, because it is a pretty cool ability. Kind of cool, not bad. Last ability, Survival Instinct. This is getting buffed in patch 1.0. That's one of the things that makes archers so freaking deadly in 1.0. Increase your critical strike chance a lot when using archery abilities. You cannot be feared when you have it on, and it's great. But when it ends, you get a massive debuff of movement speed and attack speed. You're a lot slower. You attack a lot slower. But that debuff is being removed in 1.0. The duration is being reduced in 1.0 of this ability, but its cooldown is being reduced massively. Like very, 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 very big cooldown reduction. But I pop this, your critical strike chance, ooh, as you can see, that hit pretty damn hard. So critical strike chance increases a lot. This is why the archers are so freaking deadly sometimes, because they'll pop this, and then they'll pop in another long cooldown ability at the end of Finesse, which allows you to move 33% faster. In addition, it gives you 120 agility. Agility affects crit chance even further than this ability does, even more. And it increases range damage as well. That's the base range damage stat. Agility increases range damage. So you pop 120 agility, range damage bonus, which, keep in mind, 120 agility is huge considering I have 418 right now on this character. Pretty well geared character, not bad. This is not my character. So yeah, 418, that's pretty good, but an extra 120 it's massive. It's very, very, very noticeable. First passive. Movement speed is increased by 10%. That's the passive. It's always active, and that's pretty insane. In addition, range damage is increased by 15%. Pretty OP. Second ability is all cooldowns are reduced by 10% for the archery tree. That's one thing I was talking about with the bleeding arrow. That's why you can combo with your own bleeding arrow with that ability. Some people all go, oh, 10% is nothing, but it's very important when you see what 10% does for you. It allows you to combo this ability. See, it's not worn off yet, and it lets you reapply a stronger bleed next time. So it's important, 10% cooldown reduction. This is a 14% chance to evade ranged attacks. It's good. Helps you stay alive a little longer. That's really all I got to say about that. This one, you have to have it. You plan to be an archer, you better have this. Increases the range of all your range attacks by 5 meters. All the archery skills by 5 meters. I shouldn't say range attacks, because some people might mistake that for spells. But you got a 28 meter cooldown. I mean, range, I'm sorry. Instead of the 23 meter range. It's big. It might not seem like a lot, but it's very important for PvP. The last ability is Eagle Eye. Your critical hit rate with range attacks is permanently increased by 3%. That's always active. Critical damage is increased by 25%. And reduces the cooldown of sharpened arrows by 6 seconds, which is this. The cooldown is 3 seconds, so you can apply it, shoot an arrow, then uh-oh, I gotta run because there's an AoE going off. You already have it up real quick, and you can apply it again and take a shot. It's good. Some people prefer to play like that. Always pop sharpened arrow before you unleash a volley of abilities, and it's viable. Boom. Ah, just before it went off. Oh well. Anyway, that's the archery tree. My name is Nekrage, leader of the Oran'Thul. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you're looking for a serious guild that doesn't fuck around and actually get shit done for Archeage, feel free to check us out. The Oran'Thul will have a link to a website and annotation and in the description of the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out my other class videos. Later.